LPT, if you ever feel lonely, just watch streamers with 10 viewers on Twitch lol. They will always listen to you, appreciate just you being there. Win-win for both UWU. LPT, if you catch yourself thinking about the past, remember, it's okay to look back, just don't stare. LPT, if the company you work for ever has a team meeting and one of the leaders, execs, says, if you're just here for a paycheck, leave. Leave. I used to be a training specialist for a garbage call center some of you may know, called Sykes. It's a third-party call center that takes contracts, calls for other clients such as Intuit, Expedia, and many more. They generally pay as little as possible and are set out to hire anyone with a pulse that can make it through the day without actively using hard drugs on site. Though that's not always the case. I've sat in front of hundreds of new hires and listened to upper management give the same speech about how everyone is there because they love working with their clients and that there's endless possibilities within the company. Without fail, at some point someone would say that dumb phrase. If you're just here for a paycheck, leave. My tip, if you're working for a company like this, is leave. You're worth more than that company will ever pay you for. Very rarely did it end up being the path to success that was promised to you during training and the interview process. At the end of the day, the most valuable thing you bring to a company is yourself. Make sure you're getting paid what you're worth. LPT, if your car turn signal starts blinking more rapidly than normal, there's a good chance an indicator on that side has burnt out. The electrical resistance ohms in the circuit reduces when a bulb burns out, and the mechanical switch relies on a specific total resistance to function as designed. The way it works is the current flowing through the switch slowly heats a stressed metal strip, causing it to bend away from the contact, breaking the circuit, and completing the circuit once cooled and touching the contact, repeatedly until the switch is turned off. Decreased resistance increases the current amps and causes the metal to heat a smaller area, faster, so the switch cycles at a higher rate. This isn't true for all cars, because some manufacturers have stopped using mechanical switches and the clicking sound plays through a speaker. The higher rate can also be a result of LED replacements for incandescent bulbs due to insufficient resistance, and can be remedied with an inline resistor. LPT, if you live in the USA-Mexico border, you can literally pay a fraction for medical bills. I literally just went to get blood work, check sugar, STDs, blood pressure, and on top of that got a physical, checkup, medicine. I paid, and I'm not lying when I said this, $562 pesos. Translate that to dollars, I paid out of pocket $30. Are you kidding me? When I went to the doctor in the USA, the doctor checkup alone was $90. Lol, there's a lot of doctors that even pick up clientes in the USA side and cross them to Mexico and bring you back to the USA. 9/10 doctors that I have gone speak English. Check yourself, please. LPT, everyone in your immediate and extended family should write down the recipe for a meal they like to make, even if it's very simple or something they made up. Make it into a family cookbook. It can be used to make someone's favorite dish for an occasion or to celebrate or remember them. LPT, if you're relocating and unsure about the area and safety, go to the nearest gas station and ask the attendant what they think about the area. They usually have an unbiased view of what goes around in the area. LPT, if you ever need a good cry without being bothered or judged, go to a cemetery. You know how life gets overwhelming and you just have to cry it out sometimes? Like nothing is horribly wrong, but you still need that emotional release. Well, if you are in a similar situation to me and live with a lot of people, sometimes crying at home or wherever is not worth it because others will ask questions, probe, or judge you for it. Well, I've found that going to a cemetery and finding a nice grave is a great place to do so. Usually cemeteries are empty and you'll be alone, or if there are other people there, they assume you are grieving and/or grieving themselves and will leave you alone. Just a suggestion I thought I would pass along to other people that need to just cry sometimes. LPT, if you're going to throw a party for a legit reason, a day before knock on your neighbor's doors to let them know you're doing so, and if you get allowed to come knock on the door and they're welcome to join. Most of the time they'll say something like, well, it is your birthday so we'll tolerate it tonight, or, thanks for letting us know. This way they won't call the cops. It's called being friendly to people who live around you. LPT, if mailing in your ballot, be sure to match your signature with your license. In 2018, NY rejected 14% of mail-in ballots due to signature not matching license on file. During 2020 primaries, NY rejected 21%. https://www.nbcnews.com/politics/1-5-mail-ballots-rejected-botched-nic-primary-1236143 closing square bracket opening parenthesis https://www.nbcnews.com/politics/elections/1-5-mail-ballots-rejected-botched-nic-primary-1236143 closing parenthesis. LPT, want to move abroad whilst young and not be broke? Get a professional job in your own country that has offices in your target country, and request a transfer when one comes up, after a couple of years. Lots of countries have laws that require them to hire their citizens first. A company bringing in a foreigner has to prove that they can do the job better than any of the locals. It's much easier to do when you already work for said company. Additionally, international hires, transfers often get higher salaries, better benefits than those hired locally. I've seen sometimes along the lines of, get your feet on the ground and then look. This is about as relevant as the, go knock on doors advice from older generations. It may work, but you'd be very, very lucky if it did. LPT, for Halloween, do not buy the hazmat suits at the Halloween store. Instead, opt for an actual DuPont Tvec suit. Was thinking about buying one from Spirit Halloween and it was gonna cost around $40. A disposable Tvec suit shouldn't run you any more than $15. LPT, if you're giving a LPT about policies, healthcare, politics, mention which country you live in. Not all Redditors are necessarily in the same location as you. So it is useful to mention where your advice applies. For example, when advising about road rules, healthcare bills, and how to reduce them, your rights in a specific scenario. LPT, periodically withdraw your money from sites like Venmo and PayPal because they are not insured by the FDIC. If they go bankrupt, you lose all your money. LPT, don't trust prices on food, calculate the cost per pound per kilogram or calories per dollar. This will allow you to see and compare the true prices. Manufacturers are constantly changing the weight and size of their packaging to give misleading offers and deals. A mega value bag might be more expensive than a regular size when you compare price per pound. LPT, always make the Uber driver say your name first. Never blindly announce who you are before they do. LPT, if you eat snack before bed and want to stop, brush your teeth a few hours earlier. You probably won't want to eat anything after. LPT, if you just bought a laptop, new, refurb, or used, make sure the system does not have a BitLocker on it, or deal with it later when your hard drive locks itself and asks for a 48-digit password you've never seen before. Just lost 500 gigabytes of personal data. LPT, steam your hard, stale discount bagels and pastries to make them soft. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's the small things that keep you feeling human sometimes. If you have had to skimp lately and go with the discount bakery rack to find your treat or breakfast snack, warming them up in a steaming basket for 5 to 10 minutes instead of the microwave or toaster or oven makes them soft and warm. Note, don't oversteam or they become chewy. That was all. May your bread always land butter side up.